What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream of Jay's Corner TCG. My name is Joey. You can call me Jay. That over there is Dub. You can call him Dub. Without further ado, guys, let's get this underway. What is happening, everybody? Let's put a little bit of maybe a little background music in here while we hang out in here today. Nice little podcast that we're gonna have going on. Basically, we're gonna come in here. First of all, hi everybody. Hayden, welcome in. Plebs, how you doing? Laura, welcome in. Welcome in. Heart is where you roam. Hey, yeah, that link, that dono link, can be found in the description below. Dub always runs fundraisers for Save the Children via Streamlabs. So his link to his channel and his charity link is down below. None of the proceeds go to him. Go to his Streamlabs. They go directly to Save the Children fundraiser. That is pretty much sponsored, or Streamlabs gives you the ability to run a charity fundraiser. We're going to be in here talking today about some of our biggest mistakes as far as content goes, biggest mistakes as far as collecting goes. We definitely always like to come in here with a podcast every now and then. So I appreciate anybody and everybody that comes through. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Dub, how you doing, man?
Doing good.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Not bad. Not bad. Having a good week, a solid week, I should say. You know,
Nice.
it is what it is. How about yourself?
Having a solid week myself, man.
Yeah.
Just cruising through it. Super
Attaboy.
busy at work, but I'm not at work right now, so that's what's good about
Hey,
it.
I appreciate you always being able to take the time to come in here to do this on my channel and everything, man. So, you know, I always appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I told you right before we started, I think we should start off with a pack. We'll start off by opening up a pack. He has a Fusion Strike pack. I got a Brilliant Stars. Let's see if we can't get some one pack magic.
Unlikely for me, but we'll see.
I got a good code card. I don't even know if it'll show this, but it's probably too far away.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not used to doing this, like doing it like this. Trophies.
I've been practicing on my channel recently.
Hey, I mean, this way gave you that Moltres, that Blaine's Moltres.
That is true.
Congrats again.
Appreciate that.
Nose pass. Milcery. Gengar or bust over there for you, man. Here we
Can
go.
only hope, but it's doubtful.
Here we go. Oh, you got the Electrode, Piplup, Hollow Garchomp right there. Yeah, you know, that's Pokemon for you right there. All right, man. We came in here to talk about some of our mistakes. You know, the point of it, you know, is not just to make ourselves look like fools. Obviously, it's to whoever may be watching this in the future or right now here live. You guys might be able to take a little bit of, you know, what we messed up on and, you know, use that to avoid any mistakes, or, you know, just steer yourself in the right path as far as content creation, collecting, all the above. Hayden, good luck to you. Jeremy Johnson, Rusty Pools, Plebs, what's going on? Mitchell, Talent and Toy Review, what's happening?
Hello, everyone.
Thanks for being in here, obviously. Always appreciate it. Should we start on the content side or the Pokemon side?
Started with Pokemon packs. Might as well start on the Pokemon side.
True. All right, Dub. Do you have anything that comes to mind when I tell you, like, what was one of your biggest mistakes when you got back into collecting?
You know, the first thing that pops into my head, I would say more recently now, because the market's cooled off in the singles market, is a lot of the cards I really want.
Yeah.
I haven't purchased the single yet, but I'll still purchase a pack to try and pull that card.
Right.
And it's like, at this point, it's like, man, just buy the card. It's
Just
like,
buy the card.
So that one you want is not, it's not the chase, man. Just buy it.
Yeah.
That's more a recent mistake, but initially I would say getting back into it, one of the biggest mistakes I made was not researching really what it was I was buying, what comes in the box I was buying, trying to chase certain cards. Say if I wanted a Rainbow Pikachu, but I'm not buying a Volt Tackle in Japanese or Vivid Voltage in English. just being new and getting back into it,
Right.
not knowing the resources that are out there for you, just so you can learn almost instantly. Within a week, you can know a lot about what you're buying before you spend
Absolutely.
$100 on a box.
Exactly. That's a good point. Just diving back in. I mean, it's fine if for me, the longest time I was just super casual. I would pick up a pack here and there from Target. Just to have some of that nostalgia feeling. Opening some packs. Have a good time with it, and not necessarily like really going after the collection aspect of it until a little bit later on. But definitely some useful apps you could use on your phone would be TCG Player, Pokelector, to break down the set list, to help avoid, that type of mistake of, just going balls deep in it first and not knowing exactly what's in that product you're purchasing.
Right.
Abdullah Plays, welcome in. Jay, I started collecting a year and a half ago. Got any advice? Abdullah Plays, I mean, I was going to kind of teeter off into the fact that you talked about singles. If you're just getting back into the hobby, it's fun to open up packs. I mean, that's part of it. But if you're really, trying to go after a certain card, give yourself a limit. I don't always practice what I preach because I'll be opening a pack still too. You gotta see me with Evolving Skies, but after a certain amount, you're like, okay, let me just get the single, because that chase, I love the chase, but it doesn't love me. It doesn't love me.
Not always, right?
Yeah. So if you're just trying to build up your collection, I would say definitely go after the single if you're looking for specific cards. Especially if you're going after the nostalgic factor, because a lot of us came up in the 90s, early 2000s, and we're going after that Neo, WotC, base set era type of cards. You could get a lot of those cards, maybe not mints, but you could get a lot of those cards, just start off at a pretty good price.
Yeah. There's actually an interesting market shift in what was the leader in the highest peaks of the market recently for secondary market buying singles, base set Charizard.
Right.
There are modern cards in the Scarlet and Violet that are worth more than that. You can buy a base set Charizard now for cheaper than
it's a modern
chase in the modern. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, a lot of people thought it was just not gonna take off, but there it is, still going.
Mm-hmm.
OPB, what's going on? Alex, hey, Alex changed his name from Doc Alex to Alex. Laura in here. David blames Charizard. Hey, Heart is where you roam with the 199 super chat. Appreciate you, Heart. You ain't got to do that. Thank you. I think I dropped a bomb. I don't know if you guys... I can't hear it.
I couldn't hear it either.
Yeah. The problem is money in my country. They charge 20 for a normal pack. Abdullah, hey, so go try to see if you can capitalize on getting some singles. Singles. To make up for the fact that you can't always open up the packs. Now I realize how important it is to sleeve the cards and put them in my album. Hey, Mitchell, yes, definitely. Good card protection is key. Atlantis, what's happening? Atlantis IRL, what's happening, man? Welcome in. Appreciate you.
What's up, Atlantis? Good to see you, man.
Joshua D in here as well. Appreciate you coming through, Joshua. We're just going to be talking in here, chopping it up about, some of them are mistakes. Dub already went through a couple, recently, opening more packs than, you would like at this point versus just getting the singles, and then the initial not knowing exactly how to go about the product, which apps to use, where to find the information as far as what's in this product. PokeBeach is an awesome, website. If you see a lot of content creators giving you guys info on YouTube, they pretty much got it from PokeBeach. It's all usually, I would say 95% of it, if they're talking about distributor stuff, maybe, that's personal to them, but general information they all get from PokeBeach.
Yeah.
Oops, Evil Skies. Joshua, do you see me opening it too? I feel you. I understand. Man.
What would you say is some of your biggest mistakes when you started back up? Because didn't you say you got back in kind of XY, you started picking up packs here and there more?
Yeah. So
I eased into it.
Yeah.
I bought a booster box. First thing I was like, I'm going to buy a booster box. Ended up buying a Sun and Moon base set booster box, which didn't have the cards I really wanted. Anyway.
Right. So, yeah. It's kind of a lackluster set for sure.
Yeah.
I would say, well, because I did go in and I wasn't like as gun-ho about it, as I am now, I would pick up like 2-3 packs here and there. I was very minimal. I would put them with, the other cards that I had. I would buy like random lots off of eBay. Didn't know what sets they were from. Actually, I looked back at it and I found a bunch of e-reader cards. I was like, oh wow, there's e-reader cards in here too. So I was like, that's pretty cool, you know.
That's cool.
But when I really did, like I've told you guys before many times, when I really did go back into it after, you know, watching, you know, individuals and finding the community, it was during like the Sword and Shield era, you know, and then I think one of my biggest mistakes, along with you, was not knowing the resources to use to find exactly what's in these sets. So that's why I tell you guys, you know, TCG player, we know people are about TCG player, but I mean, overall, it's at least a decent resource to use as far as, you know, cost, value, looking up cards, as well as Pokelector, which you can definitely look up all the sets, past and presents, Japanese, English. So it's an easy one-stop shop place. You're like, oh, I like that card. I really want to go after that card. Okay, focus on that set. It'll tell you what sets are coming up, and Poke Beach obviously is another one that's really good to use.
Yeah, Pokelector definitely is. If you want to go and figure out exactly what card you want, you hit it right, nail on the head right there. That's exactly the site you go to. It puts all the cards. You can look at them. You can zoom in on them. Market value, it's got some listings on it, but I would say for consistency on market value, TCG player, and then there's another Pokemon charting or something like that. TCG charting, I think is what it's called, something like that, but it's got charting in the name.
Nice. There's
pretty accurate as well.
There's a website, I forget its name. I want to say it's like 0.100. I think that's the website. Sorry, I'm probably wrong on that. But it was a website that is dedicated to finding last sold prices on eBay, which is a good
another one called Mavin.io that's really good.
Mavin.io.
Sold prices.
Yes.
Sometimes you'll see some kind of harebrained ones on there, though.
Yeah. But there's always variation
if you go on a computer to eBay, you can just search last sold on eBay yourself as well. So that's another good price resource if that's the type of collector you are, obviously.
Yeah, if you guys are looking for, you know, singles, and you know, you can go off market price and you could have the expectation, but definitely know that just because that's the market price doesn't mean, you know, that's that individual's price that they're willing to sell. If you're looking for singles, go on eBay, check the last sold listings, and see rough estimates of what those individuals have been, what those singles have been going for. Always message the seller. Obviously, you know, have a solid, you know, present yourself nicely whenever you're talking or dealing with an eBay seller. You know, you could go to the buy it now. You could go for bids. You could see if they'll accept the best offer. All those different things within it. Yeah.
And always look at their feedback. Make sure.
Yes.
When I buy it, I always make sure it's at least 4 figures on feedback, and it's at least 4.5 stars when it comes to trading cards.
Yes.
For sure.
4-star.
Those guys are the best. I've tested them all, from Arizona TCG to, you know, some guys that just have looks like a Xbox gamer handle for their name.
Yeah.
They have 50,000 feedback, and they're pumping from a distributor. They're basically a distributor themselves.
Yeah.
There's a good way to make sure you're getting the right. You're getting it from someone who's authentic and a good seller,
a reputable seller
out there too.
I warn you guys all the time too. Anytime you guys ask me, oh, where do you get a product? You know, I tell you, check eBay, but check it at your own risk. You know, just understand that, like Dub said, a ton of feedback is always the best way to go. And usually I don't purchase if it's like, there's one seller. Yeah, no, I don't purchase if it's under like 99.6%. Honestly, if it's under 99.6%, I don't purchase from them because I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
I had a couple questions in here. Vic said, been watching. What's going on, Vic's? Been watching a lot of those whatnot bid battles. Thoughts on that, Vic's? It kind of made me reflect on a little bit off topic, but it kind of made me reflect on like the battles that we have on YouTube. And you know, flirting with the gambling aspect of it. So I don't know if I'm gonna continue to do with it, but that's just my perspective, because it's been making me think about that a little bit more. You know, it's one thing to have like a, you know, if you're battling for one thing, you know, that's the incentive to go after it. Maybe if, you know, maybe if I say like, oh, if you happen to pull an alt art, you can get it versus the top tier pool. I don't know, but I might just get rid of that whole aspect totally. Whatnot is a very interesting platform. I don't know if you have any perspective on it, Dub.
I just don't use it.
Yeah.
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 I don't have much to say about it. I was on there for a little bit. I checked it out. Definitely stopped it in some people's stores, bought stuff at low bids. Generally, people didn't have a lot of viewers, so
Yeah.
I was the only bid, so I'd get a $4 pack. I wasn't overpaying when I was on Whatnot. I've heard through the grapevine people overpay per packs. I haven't seen it myself, but I also don't use the service very much. So
yeah, I mean,
it's not my thing.
Yeah, it definitely made me reflect on the battle aspect of it, which it's fun. Maybe to run them seldomly, but not all the time. So it just is me personally. I've been reflecting on it a bit, so I don't know how I want to approach it in the future, but we'll see. Yeah. Joshua D said no battles. Josh has bad experiences. Team Pokemon, what's going on? But yeah, I mean, just a couple of those mistakes that you can easily find. No resources to find what's in that particular sets where you can get the best pricing. eBay is a good resource. Obviously, we said Pokelector, TCG Player, and just doing your own independent research before you dive way deep into Pokemon coming back in, which I don't necessarily recommend. Go at your own pace. You see people like me opening up packs constantly. It's because you guys in chat allow me to do that and create the content. That's why I said the content wouldn't be as heavy if it wasn't for all the support. So I appreciate you guys all the time. Or if you see big YouTubers, ripping a lot of vintage or, personal packs for themselves, you just can't compare yourself to them unless you got, if you have those types of deep pockets, by all means, I'm nobody to tell you guys what to do. But I just give you guys warning on, how to go about it.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. I had a couple other points in here as far as, celebrations. I want to talk about celebrations. I hate celebrations.
Don't we know?
Yeah. Like I say, you guys, we were talking about that opening up packs versus just buying the single, that chase. I've gotten caught up in that chase many times before, particularly with Evo Skies and Celebrations, two sets that were pretty much not back to back, but very close to being back to back. After a certain amount, you guys just call it quits. Just call it quits on that particular set. Going for the next set. In the next set, there might be even something better that you want to go after. You guys, I think it was October of 2021. I think I opened up like 10 ETBs of Celebrations on stream. And for me, at that specific time, it's not a good move. It's not a smart thing to do, especially if you're trying to make content with it. That instead of doing it in one stream, I could have spread that across plenty of different videos, different contents, which kind of brings you over to the content aspect of things. Missed opportunities.
Right.
What would you say was some missed opportunities or bad decisions or things you would want to change if you were to restart with content, Dub?
Oh, biggest thing that comes to mind, my first year I did streams, make a thumbnail for every stream that is nice and don't just have it be nothing. Mine was nothing, so it would always just show my stream starting screen, and so you'd see 100 thumbnails of just the stream starting screen. That's the biggest thing where I'd be like, man, doesn't after I learned it, it didn't take a lot of effort to know how to make a thumbnail. So you just have to do it before you put your stream up. So that was my biggest one where I'm like, shoot, if I could go back in time, I would change that.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, even me, I was making thumbnails for every single video. And if you guys don't know, if you guys are new here, I actually started with a different content even before I switched over to Pokemon too. Which those thumbnails were I just didn't know how to operate it. The more simple it is, the better. I would say the more simple it is, the better. And make the subject of what you're going to be talking about, the focal point of that thumbnail. Don't put too much too much clutter in the background of that thumbnail. I was doing that a lot with, like, I look at my older thumbnails for Pokemon. I'm like, oh, that is terrible. That is terrible. And honestly, I recently barely started just trying to take different approaches to the thumbnails and putting more effort into it, and making them look decent. Looking decent. Hey, Badger, what's going on? Fella Chris, what's happening? Appreciate you guys being in here. I like the type of stream, Joey and Dub. Hey, appreciate you, Jeremy.
Thanks,
OPB.
Jeremy.
OPB said, never quit Evo Skies. Yeah, exactly, man. Like I said.
That's what I laughed at earlier. We were talking about something serious with the ETBs, and I read that and I laughed. It's like, oh, oops.
Like I said, guys, I mean, practice. I can't practice what I preach, especially if I'm still opening up Evo Skies, damn it. So do as I say, not as I do. Unless you, hey, like I said, guys, it's up to you. This is just, from our perspective, giving more so for, advice for individuals that are just getting into content, just getting back into Pokemon. Laura said, at least you don't do the open mouth thumbnails. I could.
Like this?
I'd rather do a goofy face than anything. Like, I don't mind just being goofy with it. Yeah. Hey, UPB gifted a membership. Appreciate you, UPB. What's happening, man? Appreciate that. Thank you, UPB. On. Thank you. What's happening, man? Appreciate you coming through. Lurkin Lowry got gifted that membership. Shout out to Lurkin Lowry. I wonder if he's lurking right now. Thumbnails are a big aspect of content creation. Like I said, guys, we're going to be flipping back and forth between Pokemon, content creation. Knowing that both of us at one time both did Pokemon content, you see how they intertwine with one another. I would say, what else did I put on here for content? Trying to be perfect. Overwhelming yourself with work instead of just putting the video out there.
Yeah, that's a big one.
You don't have to be perfect to start. You just have to put a video out there. It doesn't have to be top quality, top tier. You have to have the latest thing, Now, I think I mentioned this to you earlier, Dub, because I feel like I've gone to the point where, okay, I kind of do have to put a lot more work into it, because if I put something out and it looks like bullshit, they're going to be like, why does this look like bullshit? Like, he doesn't really care. So now I think I do. But if you're just starting now, just put out whatever you feel like. Just put out whatever you feel like. Got better on my thumbnails in Team Pokemon. There you go, man. And that attracts a lot of people. Definitely attracts a lot of people. It's the first thing they see. They see the thumbnail and then they see the title. Thumbnail and title are two very, very big aspects of it. Not clickbaity. Don't be super clickbaity. Obviously, you could exaggerate something and, but if you're exaggerating it, then, make sure it's very fun and entertaining in the video.
Yeah. Yeah, don't exaggerate it by saying I'm opening a base set Pokemon cards today, but what you really meant was you're opening an Evo pack.
I was about to say, you're gonna it's I'm pulling the base set Charizard right now, but it's just evolutions.
That's evolution's still a great set.
But very misleading. I did a small video using your magic card you created, Jay. Hey, Hart, why haven't I not seen that? I'm so sorry, Hart. I'm gonna have to go check it. Did I? No, I did. Right? Damn.
For shame, I saw it.
Clampy in here, ooh, with the gold one, with the gold Jay's Corner.
Clampy.
Hey, he got that new membership level. Let's go, Clampy. That's the first gold I see in here. Dub must have it. Hey, Scattered Minds, what's happening, Scattered Minds? Juan Day, what's happening? Appreciate you guys. If I'm missing you guys when you're coming in, I'm sorry. Hangouts, be in here, keep chatting, and I will try to welcome you properly. What are the biggest Sword and Shield sets? What are the best Sword and Shield sets to open? Abdul Plays asks. I mean,
shoot, honestly, Crown Zenith right now is topping everything. Yeah, it's so nice.
I feel like it's not a black and white question to ask, because if you ask me, I'll be like, okay, Evo Skies. But do I recommend you opening it right now? Probably not. If they have a reprint, I would say pick some up if you're looking to open it up. I don't see a reprint happening, but like Dub said, right now, Crown Zenith is a very, very fun set to open. Yeah. You can find it. Most of the time you can find it. They just put out the tins, so you'll be able to find it a little bit easier. Maybe I'm not a I don't want to give advice or anything, but maybe pick some up here and there, and don't rip it all right away if you want some. I enjoy Lost Origins. I enjoy Astral Radiance. Everybody's against me on the Astral Radiance, but I love Astral Radiance. I don't know. I do.
Sword and Shield really upped the game for what type of artworks there are. I know, what was it? It was in Sun and Moon, they brought out some of the first GX alt arts, right?
Yeah.
But they're much rarer than in Sword and Shield, how alt arts really became a staple to the point where now we have the Galarian Gallery, where it's just literally just alt arts now.
Yeah.
That it makes it really fun to collect.
Yeah.
That's why I say Crown Zenith, you can find near retail, even on eBay, you can find it at least near retail. So you're not overpaying for it. You're not paying double what it costs when it was retail. I know Evo Skies, that can happen sometimes.
Evo Skies is up there.
Yeah, that's pretty expensive. So yeah, Crown Zenith for sure would be a good one to open if you're looking to get into it.
Exactly. Toast, I see your question. My name is different. Yeah, Toast, send me the DM, man. Send me the DM. What happened? Sketa Mines became a member. Let's go. Oh, because Vix gifted a member. Let's go. Appreciate you guys. I know Sketa's in here right now. Vix, appreciate you. Thank you, man. Appreciate you coming in here, being very generous with that. You guys, we're just in here chilling, chopping it up. I swear I don't know how many people are in here because the screen to my right is just our screen over here. So I don't know what's going on right now. So if you guys come in here hanging out, I appreciate that. Welcome in. Again, reiterating the fact that we're talking about, mistakes we made going back into collecting, mistakes we made going with content creation, and, intertwining the two at times too. But yeah, don't try to be perfect when you're making the content, as well as using the product to its full potential. That kind of another thing that we kind of touched on a little bit, intertwining between, content creation and your Pokemon cards, especially if you're trying to mix the two, which you don't have to. You don't have to be a collector and do content. You don't have to do content and be a collector. It just happens to be the space that at one time both of us were in, And that goes back to me saying like, oh yeah, I opened up like 10 ETBs of celebrations when it first came out for one stream. I wasn't at that level. I had no business level yet. I had no business doing that. I shouldn't have done that. I should have spread it across in order to reach a wider demographic of individuals, to increase the channel's exposure, have more videos out. The more content you pump out, obviously the more chances of it being exposed to more people.
Yep. It's funny you have that story about 10 ETBs celebrations. I did legitimately that same thing when Chilling Reign came out. I got like 10 ETBs. I had a bunch of plans for them. And what I ended up doing was like 5 in a Discord stream that I posted one video on, and then 5 in one stream. And that was it. I was like, wait, hold on.
It's all gone.
Probably a waste of all that.
It's all gone.
If I was trying to, because at the time I was trying to grow my Pokemon content.
Yeah.
And so that probably was a mistake. I probably could have utilized that much better.
Yeah. And that goes back to, a Pokemon aspect of things of like did you ever feel like you were trying to keep up with, Pokemon? Like you were trying to get lost in the race of, okay, you see all these other creators doing it, so let me get more Pokemon product to keep up with them and do that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That totally can happen, and it's that's a slippery slope. I've seen quite a few people slip down and hit rock bottom on, and it's just because you see somebody doing it on YouTube, you don't always know what their situation is. So because you see them doing it doesn't mean go out, spend all your money. You're very, floating paycheck to paycheck buying Pokemon cards. That's very dangerous. Just to try and be a content creator, it's not smart. There's so many other ways you can approach the content and be creative.
Yeah.
You can buy a single pack and be super creative and not just post a short with it.
Yeah.
You can make a 2-3 minute video opening a single pack of Pokemon cards if you're creative. And that's a good way to get a start. It's not about your deep pockets. It's not how much money you have and how much Pokemon cards you can open and show everybody how much stuff you have. Like,
right.
You can be creative and have fun with it and and fit into the space very well. You don't have to be opening pack after pack after pack to be a content creator in Pokemon space. So
yeah, and I think that's, putting more effort into the content space of it, even from shorts to your pre-recorded contents. I can't talk much on pre-recorded content because I've been letting everybody down, but just finding that middle ground, not losing yourself, not seeing all the other big content creators, doing what they're doing because you're not them. Maybe one day you can, be on that level if that's what your goal is, but just do your best to stay in your lane and not think that just because I'm not opening up the old stuff right now, like, oh, I'm never going to get people to come in here. People are going to come because of you. Just remember that. And if they're not there because of you, maybe it's time to reflect on what you're doing and, change it up a little bit. There's nothing wrong on not succeeding right away. And if you want to continue to pursue it, switch it up a little bit. Just switch it up. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Kate, what's going on, Mythical Kate? How you doing? Welcome in. Appreciate you just hopping in. Hope that I didn't miss too much. Kate, no, how long we been going? Like 30 minutes? Nah, not too much.
Yeah.
Not too much.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Up here, Jacob Gordon said, how do you stop yourself from ripping packs? I can't hold sealed. I stopped buying them because I can't rip anymore. So I'll buy like 5 or 10 at a time.
Yeah.
And I won't buy anymore for a while. And that's how I stopped ripping packs. I don't have sealed either, sir.
My son rips the packs now.
Yeah, I give a lot of the control over to my daughter of the Pokemon stuff. When I divested it from my YouTube channel and stopped being so much about Pokemon, which when I stopped selling Pokemon to people and I started to either give it away or open it for ourselves, it becomes very expensive if you do it week after week. Just not something I wanted to continue. So now that I'm easing off of it, I open some packs. My wife opens packs. December opens packs, and it's just like a really healthy collecting bit. It's as much as we enjoy it, and it's never more than that.
Yeah.
And sometimes I still get to share it on YouTube. We saw my Pokemon pack opening stream. We did a couple ETBs.
Got that Blaine's Moltres, man, and this
vintage pack that was fun. So
it's always nice to share that moment. That was a big moment. I was happy I was able to be there for you on that moment too. A lot of us were. So
it was fun.
Those moments right there are like the genuine type of things that make me want to continue to create content, the interaction on live streams, going from there. I don't if I rip the packs, it's on stream, which I need to stop doing that. Just because, it's Evo Skies. I just need to get over it. So, I'm with you guys right there. If you guys have an issue opening the packs, so do I. Typically, I just open up a couple packs here and there, though, with my son so we can enjoy the time, enjoy the moments, because I think I've said this before, like showing this stuff that you guys enjoy, the hobby that you enjoy to like your kids or like the next generation is what ultimately is going to keep it going and growing at the same time. So just don't forget that aspect of things. Washington, what's happening, man? I see you. I see some questions in here, Dub. So we'll go ahead and get into that right now.
Yeah, let's run through some questions for sure.
Why won't it load up properly?
Dizzy Hippie says, "Rip till Moon Bunny." I'm working on it right now. I'm gonna do it.
If you pull the Umbreon right now, man, if you pull it,
it's never gonna happen. I already know this.
Super duper jealous, man.
Never gonna happen for me, man.
It'll happen. Here we go. Jeremy Johnson, what's your favorite Pokemon? Dub, your favorite? Upside down.
Ooh, I got an upside down Melodic.
Oh yes.
PSA. I think that's better than the Moon Bunny.
PSA 10.
Perfect. Wonderful. Mimikyu for sure is my favorite. 100%.
Mimikyu. I like Mimikyu too. Like he's back there, but I'm sure you guys know the Rayquaza, Houndoom up there right for me. Applin is a dark horse. Dark horse for me, Applin. Mav HX said, would you ever want to expand your content to other TCGs? Mav, I don't think so. Just because, I've told Dub this before. YouTube is a very picky thing when you when you diverge too much and start using different keywords within your title, within your thumbnail, not your thumbnail, within your title, within your description, it kind of gets lost. And it doesn't know where to push your content out to, so you could wind up in this limbo. So I probably won't do any other TCGs. If I did, I would have to be on a separate channel.
Yeah, that's definitely smart. I've done multiple TCGs. I've done multiple types of content, different stuff.
Yeah.
It just shows in the engagement between our communities, right?
Yeah.
YouTube treats your channel more like you're in a bubble.
Yeah.
And you need to fit into one of the bubbles. And if you start stretching between too many bubbles where the lines don't connect, those audiences don't really cross over.
Yeah.
And you're a content creator that does one thing on this side with that audience, one thing with this audience, you might not ever earn a consistent audience if that's your goal on YouTube. It's not everybody's goal, but if that's your goal, then that is some advice.
And for me, I had already put a lot of effort into it, into like the channel, into what I was doing with YouTube. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna stick to this because, it's fun. It's fun for me. It continues to move forward, you know. If it ever goes to like, if it gets too stale, I'm not going to abandon the channel. I'm just going to switch up what I present to you guys to see if something else works. Don't be afraid to try different things. I see in the chat said, Diggy Smith, what's going on, Diggy? How you doing? In terms of showing the young ones about Pokemon, my cousin and I try to make sure we don't influence them as to which Pokemon they should like. Diggy, yeah, that's a big thing too right there, man. My son gets excited from pulling a V-Star marker. That's because he's 5 years old and everything like that. He gets excited from pulling a V-Star marker, man. I'm not here to tell him what to like. I'm just here to show him and to have him, you know, if he wants to go with it, awesome. If he doesn't, that's perfectly fine too. I try not to be like, I try to be as unpartisan as possible. Let's go. Hey, Cuz dropping in this 5 months. What's going on, Cuz? How you doing, man? Welcome in on the 5-month membership, my man. Appreciate you. Clampy dropping in the 6-month membership as well. He got the gold corner store emoji now. Ooh, he leveled up, Dub. I saw your chat earlier in there too. Dan Wiseman in here. What's going on, Dan? Blazing Anime in here. What's going on? Hello, it's Lucky Leafeon. Oh, what's going on? Lucky Leafeon has changed the name to Blazing Anime. Nice. Welcome in. Nice. Jay, can you try to guess my rarest card? Abdullah. Maybe something modern, maybe like an alt art, maybe from Evo Skies. Dizzy FCU, shout out to Amanda, welcome in. Yo, Washington for 5 months as well. Let's go, Washington. Appreciate you. Long John Wizard Bodies. Clampy always one up in me. Washington. Hey, get on that grind. Washington out here streaming Hogwarts Legacy. It's always a good time right there. Shout out to my man Washington. Thank you guys for being in here, hanging out for a moment if you can. JCT, I think your son is gonna work for the IRS. Why do you say that, Dan? Because he's got boring likes in Pokemon. Hey, all kinds of tax deductions. Hero Nor Villain dropping the 4-month membership as well. Let's go. Rusty. Ooh, Rusty gifting 5 memberships. Appreciate you, Rusty Pools. Let's go, man. Thank you. Yeah. It's always interesting to do a podcast live on stream because the interaction between chat and everything, you know, you try to keep up with it and try to stay on topic. So thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully I didn't miss too much. I followed you on Insta the other day, Laura. Ooh, there we go. Matt Champ, Abdullah, UPB 999. Let's go. All gifting memberships. KJ in here as well. What's going on, KJ? 999 gifted the membership. All right. Going back to, you know, a little bit what we were talking about. Andy on Guam. Let's go, Tyranitar. Andy, what's going on, Andy? How you doing? But yeah, man, just enjoying what you like. Let me see if there's any other questions in queue. We were going through some of the questions right now, guys. Yo, David Blaine's Charizard membered up to the corner squad. Let's go, man. David. Thank you, David. I appreciate you, man. I would drop a bomb, but I don't think it's working right now. Or it might be, and it might be, and I just can't hear it. Who knows? Kate in here, Jay, I don't know if this is the right forum, but I just wanted to let you know that the Alessa from V-Star Universe and the Charizard V-Star with the Mewtwo that you pulled for me got graded a 10.
Let's go.
All we do is pull 10s, guys. All we do is pull 10s.
That's
let's
crazy.
go. Congrats, Mythical Kate. That's awesome to hear. Congratulations to you. Super excited for you. Vic's dropping his 1 month membership in here as well. Thank you so much, Jay. We did the reveal last night on the live stream. Mythical Kate. Ooh, I'm gonna have to check out the replay. Congratulations, Mythical Kate. That is awesome. Rusty Pool's card party. Let's go, Rusty. Going to card party. Let's go. I can't wait to see you guys. Can't wait to meet you guys. I know you guys had said you're going on Saturday, so I can't wait to meet you guys. If you guys are going to card party, find me. I'll be around. I'll be around. If you guys see me, don't feel free to walk up to me. Feel free to walk up to me. Yo, duh, who's the handsome man on the right? Ooh, depends on your perspective. Your right or my right?
Which right? Both rights.
Member for 6 months. Thank you so much, Dev. I appreciate you, man. You were my first member, so I really, really appreciate y'all.
No worries, man.
I can't wait to scratch that, cuz hey, let's go. Ricky asking the question right here. Don't know if it would be considered a mistake, but a missed opportunity when I started was not trading to shops for a product, trading to people for cards, using my cards as currency. Ricky, that's a good one.
That's a big one. Yeah,
that's a good one. A lot of people overlook that aspect of things because, what if you pull every single altar you want from Chilling, every single altar from Chilling Reign, but you're like, I don't even want any of these altars. I really wanted the altars from Brilliant Stars. And there's only 4 of them. Okay, trade those altars for some Brilliant Stars. Collect what you like. Just because you got the altar, you got the Blaziken, but you're not feeling the Blaziken. You want the Charizard instead. Either trade it straight up for the Charizard. If you like to open up packs, you like that, enjoy that aspect a lot more. Trade some of your doubles for product. Like you said, Ricky, use it as currency, especially at LGSs. Most of the time they are willing to trade, but also use those resources that we mentioned earlier to your advantage to understand what the market value is on it, so you're not getting played or done dirty when you're doing these trades. It's a big thing right there.
Yeah. Research for sure.
Research goes a long way in collecting, in content. And you can use YouTube to your advantage. There's plenty of awesome people in both spaces making content and doing collecting that could guide you on your way to, being the #1 trainer in the world. Heart is where you roam said, how have you handled things like the Frapple craze on your channel, which I'm sure was unexpected on your channel? Oh, Heart is where you roam. It's one of those things, right? It's one of those things that I did. I'm pretty sure it was either my first or second video that I ever did a Pokemon, and I tossed the apple and I continued to do it. And here we are. I
got so many apples.
I got a tree with an apple back here. I lost the Bulbasaur. I lost the Bulbasaur.
Got a binder full of apples, don't you?
I have
like a whole bunch.
I have so many apples now. Thank you, Olympic. I appreciate you. Let's see. Washington said, not a creator, but new collectors sometimes go too hard and flame out quick, and if they just sustain a budget, can have a long-lasting, amazing journey with collecting Pokemon / any card. Love, Jay and Dub. I appreciate you, Washington.
So
yeah,
true, Washington. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean that's why I try to tell you guys too, and it's like I said, I always call myself out too because I'm contradicting it because I do have an online TCG store and like where you guys come through, rip packs. I'm no one to tell you guys what to do with, your life or how you want to, spend what you do. I appreciate the support. I always tell you guys, we appreciate the support. Your time is very, very valuable too. I think I pointed out last stream too. Hey, if there's like 3 orders in queue, guess what? We'll go through those 3 orders, chop it up a bit. I'll probably open up a product, we'll call it an early stream. It is what it is. Come back in, make some pre-recorded videos, some shorts. I've been trying to put out a lot of those shorts right now just to have some added contents while I work on this pre-recorded video in the background. But yeah, Plebs, we're almost done with these questions right here, and then we'll jump back into a little bit of Pokemon and content creation stuff. Pleb said, one mistake I regret making is not having a better idea of what I wanted to collect. I think we all have that mindset of gotta catch them all. True. How do you reinforce your collection and adjust your mindset, said Plebs? That's a very good question, actually. For me, I kind of never cared about what the hottest thing was. I just liked the artwork a lot of times. I mean, I had the damn Luminion Altar in my top 10 Altar list because it looks cool. I mean, I like it way better than the Palkia Altar from Astral Radiance. I like it better from like a lot of other more expensive Altars. But I think it goes back to being able to understand where to find the set lists, you know, and have a good amount of time to go over what the set is looking like. Okay, let me look through the set. You know, oh wow, I really like this card. I want this card. Let me go after this card. And, you know, if there's a set that you're not feeling particularly, I'm just gonna lay out this one. Maybe buy a couple packs here and there, but focus on a previous one or a future one. It's just about the research that you do prior to the set coming out, and understanding exactly what you're looking for. But you're not gonna know that until, you know, you get your toes wet with a little bit of Pokemon at first.
Yeah.
Anything to add to that, Plebs? He's asking, one mistake I regret is not having a better idea of what I wanted to collect. I think we all have the mindset of gotta catch them all. How do you reinforce your collection and adjust your mindset?
So for me, I started out kind of just like grabbing at every set that came out.
Yeah.
Trying to get as many of the big hits as I could out of the set is how I started. But how I refocused it is I focused on the Pokemon I like.
Yeah.
And I just started focusing, hey, instead of spending, you know, hey, instead of spending another $120 on a booster box or another $100 on a booster box or whatever, why don't I just, you know, buy that Mimikyu card? Why don't I just buy that Pikachu card I want? And I started doing that to lessen the feel of like, hey, I just got to keep chasing booster boxes till I pull it, you know?
Right.
And that helped me refocus, was focusing on a Pokemon I really like.
Right.
And then just starting to buy it and see and look it up. Before I started buying the cards, I started looking up what kind of Pikachu cards exist, what kind of Mimikyu cards exist, what kind of Gengar cards exist.
Right.
And I started seeing all these different types of cards and go, I want that one. I want that one. Now I'm like, that's only $5. Great. That's less than a pack, you know, for a Vivo Skies. I'm going to grab that Gengar that's from 2007, stuff like that. So just really focused on what was it that I liked about Pokemon. And for me, it was certain artworks of definitely is a big draw, but a bigger draw is certain Pokemon. If it's a certain Pokemon with a certain artwork, I really like that card. So I just started to focus on that. I still pick up packs because it's fun to pick them up, open them.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with doing that. But instead of buying, say, like, you know, 8-9 booster boxes just to chase a set, it's like you can buy 30 packs and be over the chase.
Right.
That's all based on sliding scale income too.
True. You know, everybody's a little bit different, but it's a good basis to have and go off of. You know, like I said, I think that goes to a lot of research, you know, just when you're diving back in, you could just be ripping this set. Oh shoot, there's different Pokemon in different sets. Like, you're brand new to the hobby, brand new to the collection. You don't understand. So I would say before you go into it too deep, you know, the research that goes behind it, you know, it's not super crazy to do, but it'll help you along your way a lot. It'll be valuable information for you. My biggest mistake is putting a set in a binder with not enough pages and having to take them all out again. Shadowless Amanda. Surprisingly enough, starting a YouTube channel made me not go crazy in the Pokemon collecting. I don't open unless I record, and I won't record a duplicate product opening, said D. Smith. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it brings you back to reality, and you're able to, you know, find out, you know, just one video for this. Okay, let me move on to the other thing. But, you know, for myself, I still enjoy, you know, the time. And I feel like it brought me and my son to something we both like again, something else that we both like together. So that's where I enjoy it off camera the most. Pokemut said, got tired of chasing cards, not going to lie. Pokemut, yeah, it could get fatigue, you know, Pokemon fatigue for sure. Broly, what's happening? Thank you for being in here, guys. Valor, what's happening? Let's go back into maybe some Pokemon stuff right here. Getting caught up in how everyone else does like their collection. This is something that I see from content. We're talking to you guys saying, okay, do your research. A lot of times that research leads you back to YouTube, and that influences you a lot. Hence the name influencers. Whatever.
Yep.
Take anything I say with a grain of salt. Anything that Dub says with a grain of salt. We're not here to direct you guys on what to do. We're just putting out information that we've gone through in order for you guys to make a nice informed decision. Getting caught up in seeing how everybody else collects could influence you into, going about it the wrong way for yourself as a brand new collector. Taking some of the information, get a broad range of individuals that are giving you this information, so you're not just hearing it from one person in general, so that you can make a good, well-informed decision, and don't get caught up in what they're doing with their content, with their streams, especially if you're just trying to be a collector. You're not trying to be out here making content, which is perfectly fine. Just don't get caught up in it. Don't get caught up in it too much. I feel like that's like a major focal point, because we're telling you guys to do research, but again, that research brings you to YouTube. Any thoughts on that, Dub? Like,
honestly, Smithy right there basically said it best. He hit the point, but it's much more concise and eloquent. He says, I always tell people YouTube is a great resource for supplemental information, not actionable information. That's literally basically what I was about to say.
That's it.
You come here, you learn a little bit. And to add to the point of, Pokemon YouTube is an echo chamber just like everywhere else. So understand that there are going to be things here that don't work out in the other parts of the world and in other parts of your life. And you need to make sure you have balance in that. Because
just like Thanos,
you get really influenced by a group of people that act in the same way, and it seems normal because a dozen of them are doing it and putting it out there for you to look at. And so you feel like that's how life is, but it really, once you get outside of that circle, it's not that way at all. So there's nothing wrong with it, but just be aware that there's other ways to look at stuff, other ways to be into stuff, and in those perspectives, maintain some kind of healthy balance and at least seeing what else is there. And if you know what you like, you know what you like. Just stay at it. I mean, I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but just know there's other things to do, other circles to run in, and other perspectives.
Yeah, it's just like anything else, balance. Time management to other balancing acts. It's a difficult thing to do. I still don't know how to do it. But having a good understanding of, okay, let me work towards being able to be better at it each day. Like I said, that goes with content creation, that goes with life. Focus on one thing, get better at it every single time. Okay, I've gotten a lot better with this. Let me focus on the next thing, get better with that. Don't overwhelm yourself all at one time.
Yeah.
Ricky, Ricky said, one way I reset my palette with Pokemon is by just looking into old set lists and cards I'm not familiar with. I usually find things I never knew about or card styles I wasn't familiar with. Yeah, it's a great way too, man. It's an awesome way to do it. I think I've been looking at Fire Red, Leaf Green recently too. Just cards, not necessarily the big hits from the set, but just cards that I like enjoy.
Just to have some.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that.
Powder
earlier said, speaking of the Mimikyu, he asked if I have the Japanese exclusive Team Rocket Mimikyu GX. I do, and I wouldn't have known about that if I didn't spend some time outside of just trying to buy sets, open packs. I would have never known about it, right? If I was only thinking about opening a pack to get Pokemon cards. And I did research and I looked around Mimikyu and I found that GX, and I bought 3 of them, gave one to a really good Pokemon community friend that liked Mimikyu, and then 2 for myself.
Nice. I've been looking into Houndooms from Skybridge and Aquapolis right now. I really want them.
Dude,
I don't have them.
Yeah, there's so many good vintage cards.
Yeah,
if you can find them on the market, they're not that expensive, and you can have a nice binder. Honestly, non-holo vintage is really nice to look at. It's totally different than what's out there now. It's a totally different style than what you're going to be able to have access to in any store, right? And pick up 10. You probably pick up 10 different nice vintage of your favorite Pokemon.
Yeah,
it's not a Charizard or something. You could probably get away with 10 vintage cards for $20 in some cases.
Yeah,
not even after ship, buy them all from the same source.
Right.
Get them all shipped at the same time, and
Just
have
like
a bunch
that.
of vintage in the
Just
binder.
like that. Vintage is
That's
fun.
Like 4 packs of Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Now you have 20 vintage cards.
There you go. Like I said, cleansing your palate, as Ricky put it, is a good way to keep yourself fresh within the hobby. Powder, what's happening, Powder? Appreciate you, man. He said, how's everyone doing? Y'all learning about YouTube? Nah, we're learning what not to do. We're not learning about YouTube.
The best booster machine.
If I gave you advice on YouTube, you'd be like, bro, chill, you have 4K subs. I'm telling you what not to do. Yo, what's up, Brad? How you doing, Brad Collectibles? Welcome in. Appreciate y'all. Broly saying what's up to everybody. Yes, let's go back into another question we have here from Valor.
Okay.
Excuse me, Team Pokemon first, then Valor. Is it really worth it to save Sword and Shield? Team Pokemon, I think it's been a consistent. It might not take off right away, but it's been consistently shown that the older a set gets, the more expensive it gets.
Yeah.
But that's up to your discretion. We can't predict exactly how the market will fluctuates or anything like that. So as far as advice on sealed versus ripping open product, I kind of stay away from it because I'm just not informed enough. I don't want to say informed enough, but I don't want to make you guys make a bad decision. I think Danny Phantom does a pretty good job of giving you guys the information about the market and not telling you his twist on it. He's just giving you the facts about the market.
Yeah.
So shout out to him.
Phantom for sure is a good resource on YouTube for market information.
Yeah, but I mean,
I buy from his store and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think saving some Sword and Shield specific packs, specific sets is going to be pretty good in the long run for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, just look up something like Vivid Voltage. Look how much the booster box of Vivid Voltage goes for right now versus its original price. And that'll give you a bit of a gauge of what an average set will do after that set amount of time. And what was Vivid Voltage in 2020?
Yes. Right? And for a while, those ETBs were going crazy into the reprint. And then I think a lot of hype died down for it because of the alt arts coming out and everything like that. If you see like recent sets like that, Silver Tempest is starting to gain ahead of steam. That's one of the more recent sets. Obviously, Evo Skies, we all know what's happening with that. Chilling Rain is starting to go up right there too. So lots of these sought after Pokemon. You have to look at the Pokemon that are within the set. Obviously, Evo Skies has 2 of the most sought after Pokemon, Umbreon and Rayquaza, to go along with a ton of other evolutions, Lugia and Silver Tempest. In Chilling Rain, the Birds, Blaziken, all very sought after Pokemon. Valor said, my biggest mistake was getting scammed by trading someone on YouTube around 8 years ago. Lost my full arts Bianca as a casualty. Trade with trusted traders. Yeah, Valor, that's a big thing too. Yeah. I don't even recommend you guys doing trades that are not in person. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't. That might just be me, but if I'm not doing a trade with you in person, I most likely just won't do a trade with you unless it's a moderator in my channel or somebody I've built up a rapport with, a relationship with via like YouTube. But even then, I just don't really do it, and I won't do it. I encourage you guys not to do it as well, unless, like I said, you've built up a solid relationship with them over a long period of time. Valor, yeah, use the Q&A feature, please. Yes, guys, if you guys have questions, if you click the top, there's a Q&A right there. It'll be a lot easier for me to, say these questions out loud. If you guys want a question said.
We'll probably miss them in the chat. Because chat's going to scroll by fast. And your question's going to disappear. Yeah.
Let's go. There's one more question in here, and then we'll go back into a little bit more like maybe content aspect of things. Actually, let's open up. Do you have a pack next to you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Can we open up a pack? I saw you open.
Do some Chilling Rain.
I just have Brilliant Stars with me.
I love Brilliant Stars. Pull the Charizard.
Oh, really? I never knew. PSA 10, boy. TC. Hey, TC Trainer Gallery, what's happening?
What's up, TCs?
I'm not doing a card trick. I'm too school for cool.
Too school for cool. Okay. Yeah. You're going to do a normal pack opening. Tins are cold.
Ooh, got the Flareon. And the Cling Clang. The Cling Clang.
Nice.
Got a little Trainer Gallery Flareon. These evolutions from the Trainer Gallery and Brilliant Stars are actually doing pretty well right now.
Yeah.
It's an evolution, guys.
The evolutions are the goat. Well, they're the dog, but still they're the goat.
I think I saw Falcon Master in here earlier. What's going on? Joy might win this battle here, Valor. I think I won finally. I finally won the battle on my channel. All right, Heart is where you roam said, do you think people see you both and go, I can do this, and realize it's far more work behind the scenes? Did you think it was going to be less time consuming when you started to? I'll let you start with that, Dub.
Yes, when I first started this, I thought it wouldn't take very much time. And then I decided, because when I started, if you've been here before, but if you're new here, I'm going to explain it. I started on Twitch streaming video games, and then I would edit the videos, put them on YouTube. And I was like, oh, this is going to be easy after my first stream. Just click play some games. The stream didn't look that good compared to what's available out there or what my current stream looks now. And when I sat down to edit that first video, it took me like 2 hours, and it literally was just cutting and splicing. Like I didn't know what I was doing. So it was just like it felt like biting off way more than I can chew. But I decided I just want to continue it because I like it. I enjoy what I'm doing with content creation, and that's why you see me bounce around so much. Is like I like the content creation. My brain just jumps from topic to topic, so that's why my content's kind of sporadic. I like the content creation part, but I don't have a bubble. I don't have a focus.
I love it. For me, mine was a lot of unnecessary extra work that I had to do. But yeah, I knew it was going to be a lot of work. But obviously once you're going into something, you don't realize exactly how much until you're in the middle of it, until you're doing it. And that's why I tell people, hey, I encourage you guys, if you guys want to make content, whatever content you want to make, go for it. You're going to find out very quickly if you really want to do it or not. Yeah. From the extra work that you're doing. Okay. It's as easy as that for the most part. So I encourage you guys, if you're interested in it, to dive into this space or whatever space you're interested in the most. But there's a lot of work that goes behind it from editing to learning how to do it, to making it look good, to just how you conduct yourself on a stream, or me right now looking into the camera versus looking this way. The difficult thing with Pokemon is because a lot of stuff is covered right here on my hand area, I can't see the card, so I have to look over here versus looking at you guys in the camera, which the eye contact is a big thing. Even when you're making pre-recorded content, you're looking at the actual lens of your camera and not looking at the side panel. If you have a flip out view, look at the camera lens. Focus on that. If you're making content, you're new, watch that first clip of your new video. I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of ums. And there it is, one right there. There's an right there. There's going to be a lot. And you're going to be like, ooh, that's how I sound like. That's what I do. Those are my mannerisms. And, you'll get better and, be better for it. Mm-hmm. Okay. True. I just said again, with live streams, it's a little bit more difficult.
And I'm going to have to rewatch the podcast and see if I say and a lot. I feel like I don't do it as much here, but maybe I'm just not paying attention. My channel, all the time, like, next we're doing this.
I think I do it quite a bit still in live streams and this kind of setup, but in my pre-recorded content, obviously it gets all edited out. And I've tried to keep up with my timing a little bit better and understand when I should break just for future editing aspects of it. There's a lot that goes into it. When you're opening up a pack, timing of it, going through it properly, talking when you're doing the pack, and understanding, okay, I finished that pack. I don't have to say anything right now because even though it's recording me, this is going to be edited out. Getting the next pack, prepping whatever you're going to say. I don't have a script or anything, but yeah,
pre-recorded has a totally different cadence than live stream. Live stream cadence is you want to be interactive with everybody's coming in, obviously super thankful, and try to have a fun time and have your chat feel inclusive in that fun time with you. And when you're sitting there by yourself in front of the camera, you're just you're You just kind of going scene by scene by scene, a totally different
Right.
cadence. And you can
Right.
edit out the stuff you don't like. Just
Right.
remember when you're doing pre-recorded stuff, you can edit out. You're like, oh man, Jay's right. I did say way too much. You can edit all the ums out.
On my first ever YouTube video, which is not live on my channel anymore, the amount of ums that I had to cut out was ridiculous. I was just like, I don't even want to edit this video anymore.
Yep.
Because it's every other word. Every other word. I'm just like, all right, I'm leaving this in there because I'm sick of this.
Bro, that was my first video game videos I ever edited. Same deal. Just it was like every other word was that, because it's just mine came from just doing pre-recorded content, so it's like I just didn't know what to say.
Right.
Just sitting there.
Right. You're like, well, this is awkward, and you're like opening
my
it.
First stream, it's like
you're opening the pack.
Named,
You're opening the pack, and you're just like, oh, there's people watching me, huh? I should start talking. Hi, babe. Jennifer's in here saying Joey says and in real life too. It's fine.
I saw that. That was funny.
Mythical Kate said, I think people just like it when you're genuine. So I don't matter if you say like or as long as it doesn't overwhelm the content. Mythical Kate, I agree in the live stream setup. You know, people are just gonna talk as they normally talk. In the pre-recorded contents, as like a creator, you're like, okay, I want to make sure that I am having this as crisp as possible. And it just helps you develop and grow on how you speak, in real life as well.
Yeah. OPB said is short for Umbreon.
just roll it into the Umbreon. Yo, here on Norvillain, what's going on? If I didn't say what's up to you earlier. Hey, Bilal and Cars, what's going on? It's interesting. I make pre-recorded vids, but I kind of make them as if it's a live stream. I feel like it's me being lazy with the editing, but also it's kind of like prepping for a live stream. Almost, Bilal. We kind of hit on that earlier. When you're getting into the content, just put out content. It doesn't have to be super freaking top tier YouTuber status. It just has to be something that you enjoy, and then if it will resonate with people eventually. And improve on it each time. Find something you want to improve on it. If it's the same thing consistently over and over and over again, and you've never improved a single thing, then that's where the problem is.
Yeah.
I find myself trying not to say a lot right now, guys.
Yeah, you're gonna find yourself getting really frustrated if you hop into the space as a new content creator. One of the biggest mistakes you're gonna make, almost everybody makes it, you're gonna look at somebody and go, I want my channel to look that way, and you're gonna feel disappointed when you don't make it look that way. But there really is this cloud between, because I've been there, viewer, wanted to be a YouTuber, viewer to YouTuber, big clouds in front of you of really how much work goes into it.
Yeah.
There's some things some videos I worked on, it was a full work day, 8 hours just for a single video.
And I've lost it all working after 8 hours and restarted.
Yeah. That's happened too. Definitely. You can lose your editing.
It's just it crushes you, but just
it's a lot of work.
Go back to doing it again. Especially when you're my laptop wasn't the greatest at the time. So it was a lot more difficult to edit and for my computer to keep up with what you're trying to edit. Now it's a little bit easier. Now it's a lot easier.
Even with my newer PC, which can chomp through editing, I've still some videos I spent 8 hours on doing zooming in on the face, jump cuts, text on the screen, adding graphics, all that stuff. It takes so much time when you're not a professional at it. I'm not a professional. I'm a hobbyist.
Yeah.
So.
And it's such a subtle thing a lot of times too that you may not even notice it when you're watching the video. You're like, oh, I didn't know that had to be a thing, to do this. Everything that's in a pre-recorded content has to be added. Okay. I mean, we still got some questions in here. And then let me ask you this, Dub. Is there anything in Pokemon or content that you feel in particular that you wanted to touch on that we kind of haven't talked about at the moment yet? Anything that stands out?
A big one is expectation. Expectation of, and it's going to be reciprocal between creator and their community. Expectation for your community to show up. That's toxic. Don't do that to your community if you're a creator. Do not do that to people. Don't put an expectation on somebody to show up.
Yeah.
They don't have to. It's if they want to be there, they want to be there. If they don't, they don't. If they show up once and they hang out for a couple weeks and you get to know their username and you really like them, and then they don't show up for 2 months and they come back, don't even make it a point of being like, where were you?
Yeah.
Don't expect them to be there. Don't put that expectation on your viewer.
Yeah.
And for the viewer on the creator, you know, it doesn't happen as much, especially not in your community. Everybody here is super, super chill, super cool people. But coming in and being like, hey, I expected you to do this. I expect this out of you, you know, because I watch this guy, I expect it to be that way here. Well, that's that guy, and this is this guy. So don't have that expectation of the individual you're watching on the screen. But that's more for the content creator to the viewer. So if you're planning on being a content creator, don't put that energy on people, because it exists. It's around. I've seen it. And it's just not right. Don't do that to people.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. That's a good point to touch on, and that's why I always tell you guys, I thank you guys for your time to be here, even for the podcast. Some of you guys don't or won't ever make content in your life, and that's perfectly fine. You guys do enjoy the Pokemon aspect of things, though, and that's awesome. We could touch on that aspect of things. I myself enjoy talking about both subjects. Not because I'm like, okay, I'm the best, I'm the greatest at this, but because I feel like I've had an interesting journey with the content, and I've spent countless hours seeing different ways to go about it. So, you know, if you're able to condense that and share that information, even if it helps one person, I think it's worth sharing. That's basically what I get at with that. D Smith TCG said, how do you feel about content creation on a schedule? Like, do you feel you have to release on the same day every week, etc.? So kind of, it helps. It helps 100%. I think it does. I think one thing that held my channel back was not having a schedule. Even right now, I've been going off schedule for the past 2 weeks. And people get used to a time. And when you're going off of that time, they're like, oh, they're not going to see your video. If like I'm going live tomorrow, we're going to have our regular opening stream tomorrow. The regular people that come here on Wednesdays with the expectation that, oh, he's going to be opening up packs. They might not enjoy the fact that I'm doing a podcast. I apologize. It's all good. And they may not even see my video tomorrow because they don't know. They don't have notifications on, so they just might not see it at all, and they might not be there. So a schedule, I think, is important to a certain extent. When you're first starting, I don't think it's as necessarily important, but once you're building a community, I think it's nice to be able to accommodate that to them. But at the same time, life happens. I work, have a family. It's just not always going to work out perfectly.
Yeah.
I think you kind of touched on that. I think we were talking a little bit earlier about like schedules and everything. Yeah. How has it been for you? Have you been able to keep up a solid schedule? I think your Tuesday live streams you've been pretty consistent with, right?
Yeah, for sure. Tuesday live streams every Tuesday. That's the best I know I can promise to a schedule. Yeah. And sometimes I even skip that. I mean, there was one Tuesday, it was Valentine's Day. I didn't want to stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't want to be here on Valentine's Day. I'm sorry, but I mean, I have a life, guys. I don't just do YouTube only. So
I'm sure Mel would have been happy with you. You should have just told Mel, I'm busy.
Yeah, right.
I'm too busy for this.
That would work out real well. But I still have that consistency now every Tuesday. Before that, I wasn't very consistent.
Yeah, same.
It was kind of just splatter, shoot whatever I can at the wall. Yeah. Sometimes it was based off of just the shipment of Pokemon cards is in. Now I'm going to go live because it's here and people can come in and get them from me. And there's no schedule to it. And I think that was a big detriment to my channel at the beginning. I think people knew to expect me every Tuesday. For the last 2 years, I probably have a few more people in, but at this point, it doesn't matter because right now that I've gotten into that schedule and I keep it up, that it's consistently the same people I like seeing every Tuesday.
Yeah,
it's a nice community. It's grown around it, and it's working out. So
yeah,
but for like scheduling my pre-recorded content or making sure I have 2 shorts a day, like doing 10 shorts every week, stuff like that, like, you know, it's not my space. I know that works for some people, but that's not my space on YouTube, and that's not what I'm about. I feel like I would be burning out on YouTube, and then I would just disappear from the space if I did that.
Right,
it's too much. Sometimes there is doing too much, and sometimes I feel like some people, when they first jump in, they're chasing the YouTube algorithm just as bad as some people are chasing the Alt Art Charizard. And you you're gonna go time broke. You're gonna go bankrupt on your time, and you're gonna get burnout. And then all your dreams and passions you thought you had into this hobby are just gonna disappear because you just went a little bit too hard.
And it's a thing. It's a thing. I've been trying to make some shorts lately just because I haven't been able to get on the pre-recorded content. So I'm like, okay, let me at least do something that's short, quick, and entertaining for you guys to watch. Ian,
They're making fun of us.
I know. Ian's the worst. Love you, Ian.
You guys.
You guys. Thanks for being in here, guys. YouTube also likes consistency and a schedule. LV Poker Shop is very true. It does. Ronald, what's happening, man? My team won both basketball games last weekend. Hey, congrats, Ronald. Happy for you, man. Yeah.
Nice, Ronald.
Jay reading chat. Trying so hard not to say yeah.
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 Yeah, I feel that.
Powder says, I don't think there is nothing wrong with holding some secrets, though, with content. Powder, I mean, it's just like, if there's something that you like to do, like, you don't have to share it every single time. It's like the little subtleties that make your channel yours and yours alone is what makes it expand. And nobody will ever be able to recreate that because it's you.
Yeah.
It's you.
Yeah, no one's going to be able to recreate, especially not Powder. If you watch Powder's channel, you'll know.
If I come on here and I'm just like,
that's a secret. I think that's
woo woo woo. It's just not gonna. It's not me.
Powder.
They're gonna be like, that's Powder. That's Powder.
I think a lot of the stuff we're talking about today, really, I mean, we
very
learned it by
general.
Googling it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're not really spilling any secrets here.
Hey, appreciate you, Noodle Whisperer. Professor Metry in here. What's going on, Professor Metry? How you doing? There's a long gun right there. Jay, have you considered doing a live event at Hyundai? Like, what do you mean? Like me hosting a live? I was thinking about doing something in March with a couple of the PokeTubers, but I think I might push it to May during like my birthday time, just to give a little bit more time to not set up, but have everything prepared a little bit better, not rush it.
I'll be in LA first weekend of May.
I know you will be.
First weekend.
That's my birthday right there.
I just zip right on over.
Hey, Professor, what's going on? Hey, no problem, man. Yeah, I'm not looking at chat enough tonight. Ian with Ian slapping his face. Ian, it's okay. We love you. You don't have to slap your face anymore. Hey, Scattermind said, what's a good way to implement gaming and Pokemon cards together for content, says Scatterminds. That's a difficult one.
Oh, hey, you guys right here. So I used to give myself challenges in the game. And for me, it was specifically, I like doing, or I like watching Grand Theft Auto RP, but I've never done roleplay in a video game ever. Just totally new to me.
Yeah.
So I challenged myself to act out a scene while I'm playing the video game, and then if I successfully did that, I felt happy with the scene. I would open a pack of cards, or even if the scene sucked, I would still open a pack of cards at the end.
Right.
So I'd space it out. I'd maybe open 5-10 packs to stream and stream for 3 or 4 hours playing a game I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't have to be specific that instance, but maybe like, I don't know, you get 10 headshots in a death match or something. Then
yeah.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Have it there on the side, have a card cam up, just for fun.
The only thing I would say is you're going from like a niche thing in Pokemon with gaming. So you're trying to combine the two. It gets a little bit even more particular. So it might not go out to a wider audience. You might draw in a lot more gamers actually. Because I feel like because gaming is going to be the majority of the content, you might draw them in more so than like the Pokemon community side of things. But that goes along with schedules. Hey, if you make it known that there's a schedule, this is what we do on Tuesdays. It's a lot of gamers maybe coming around your community on Tuesdays. This is what we do on Thursdays. It's more revolved around Pokemon. Maybe you are able to mix it a little bit better. So although you're putting the two together and mixing it in one stream, you're not going to grab the Pokemon audience as quickly. But because maybe they come in on Thursdays now, that's your Pokemon stream. Maybe eventually they trickle over to that, Tuesday stream when you're doing gaming as well as Pokemon. And maybe that's a good way to build your community like that.
Yeah.
Diggy Smith TCG said, how do you feel about that's creation right there. Diggy Smith said, what is your honest opinion about giving away cards on stream, etc.? I've shielded away from doing it too much on my channel, milestones only, because I didn't want to create that expectation. Diggy, I don't, so the way I see it, that is not my lane. It's just not what I've done. I think I kind of, did I ever really do it a lot? Like, I mean, as far as like,
setting milestone goals,
yeah,
on your nah, I don't think you ever did much of that.
Yeah, I don't think I ever really like.
There might have been a time here or there, but it's pretty common.
Yeah,
especially if you for a certain milestone.
If you're coming back into the hobby and you're, it's a giveaway. I understand. Cool. I did plenty of giveaways. I still do giveaways. I've done plenty of them back in the past, even before I had 1,000 subscribers. I think it's a good self-reflection for you, Diggy, that you're like, okay, I don't want to set that expectation. And I also had that same kind of mindset too, because, okay, I don't think I can keep up with both sides, the giveaways and, my own personal content creation. So I just didn't set those expectations as far as like my titles go. And there's like no knock to anybody that has, because for my milestones, you damn well, I'm going to be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to give shit away to you guys. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time in here, because I appreciate you guys. But now my titles are what they are. And if we do giveaways, which a lot of you guys at this point sponsor, and, I just add on top of that because you guys are being so generous. So at that point, I'm just like, man, I want to do something too. It makes me want to give back even more so. So I try not to let anybody go empty-handed if there is a giveaway running on my channel, but I just don't tell you guys ahead of time. I don't mind if people come in here asking for asking, is there a giveaway? As long as they come in a respectful manner, though. Yeah. Dub, how you doing?
I'm good. Hi.
Bro, look at everyone else's titles. Gladiator, what's happening, man? Yeah, I mean, I see it, and it's perfectly fine. Yeah. Like I said, it's no shade to anybody, because a lot of those individuals are awesome people, and they've supported me from the get-go. It just, I understood that, okay, I am not going to be able to be in that specific niche, within the Pokemon community. What can I do? What can I provide? Okay, all you do is rip and ship. Hey, that's
all you do though.
Yeah, sure.
That's that Joey voice. Yeah, do you think people are saying that? But that's the people aren't saying.
No, that. Yeah, but I mean,
if they are, they're not around here.
But at the same time, too, I always want to make sure that having that like some sort of entertainment, some sort of value to you guys too. When you guys are in here, and like I said, I feel like doing this type of thing, this podcast, whether it be to one person that's hearing it and like, okay, like I understand this is pretty cool, or to a lot of you guys that are saying this, I want to give back, information, to give you back time, because you guys have spent so much time in here too. And obviously we do giveaways here, guys. Let's be real. We do giveaways. I just don't, that's just not what I revolve my streams about, which is perfectly fine.
Giveaway in the title or thumbnail. Yeah. And that's a different thing. You can just because you don't do that doesn't mean you can't do a giveaway, and it doesn't mean you should feel bad you do a giveaway or feel like you're in a different space or anything like that. It's just you get by doing your content without having to just say, hey, advertise free cards here, to do what you want in the space. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with people doing that. Yeah. Some people, that's their jam. It takes all types.
Yeah. Dan, I see you in here just talking it up. I give away my singles now. I didn't care how much you've been seeing, but I do 3 to 4 streams, and it's decent singles. Gladiator, I pop into your streams every now and then, and I think that's the right way to go about it too, because especially with singles, it's a lot more, how do I say it? It's a lot easier for you to send out them in either like a white envelope that's packaged it properly, instead of sending out a bubble mailer. It's a big difference. It's a lot easier to do it like that. And I agree with that aspect of things too, because I mean, if you give away 2 packs, there could be absolutely nothing in there, and then you're sending them bulk for the most part. Hero No Villain said, respectfully, and I mean respectfully, where my goddamn giveaway? Respectfully. Put some respect on it.
Yeah.
Oh man. See, like
What's up, that guy?
these interactions or like the conversations we were having during my last live stream. I don't think I opened up a pack for a good 10 minutes and we were just talking, and it was a lot of fun. Before I did Pokemon type of content, I did. I'm sure I've said this a million times. I did like sneaker reviews and basketball workout content like that. And I like to do podcasts about the sneakers. I like to talk sometimes, which is weird to my family because they're like, bro, you don't even talk. I'm like, sometimes. Sleeping Starlight said, my biggest mistake is biting off more than I can chew with money, and the management be realistic and start small is what I've learned, says Sleepy. Yeah, man, that's kind of what we've reiterated, especially just to start this, be within your lane. And there's no crazy expectations.
Yeah.
The Game Slime said, being cringe. Oh man, you want me to be cringe? I don't even know. How do I could do it. I think I could do it. The Game Slime, what's happening? How long will it take for Ian to reach your level, Jay? From Anonymous, aka Ian with Ian. Ian, you will never be on my level. But as I joke with Ian, I feel like you and I have built up that relationship. We could go at each other nonstop, and it's awesome. It's awesome to be able to do that with you. Because at the end of the day, within the space, I have your back, you have my back. It's all good because it's all love, because we've been able to build that relationship with the community. And that's another thing within it, finding other people that have like minds like you. So it's a lot of fun. What up, Polka Dad? Appreciate you. You good? You good?
I'm good. I'm fine. Mel's just fucking me.
Fight him. Beat him up, Mel. Beat him up. She did something.
Mr. Babu said, my biggest mistake was sub for sub. My biggest mistake was sub for sub or trying to push my content in the wrong, irritating ways. Actually, sub for sub is against TOS too, Babu. That's just, don't do that as a content creator. It's literally against terms of service.
What is sub for sub?
Asking for a sub, I sub to you, you sub to me, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
That was a big thing on Instagram a long time ago.
Okay.
I'm sure you might. I don't know if you're old enough to know. You're almost my age. You should know that, right? Sub for sub. You remember that?
I'm a grown man, man.
You're a grown man, bro. You have Instagram, but yeah, sub for sub on YouTube is against TOS. You can't do that stuff.
Yeah. PCK said, when I was doing and learning how to do pre-recorded content, one of the things that stuck with me was someone saying, be the creator that you want to watch, review, and critique yourself. Yeah, man. I just, like I said to you guys, the Pokemon, there are so many other people opening up crazy things on YouTube. Way better things than me opening up a Brilliant Stars pack. At the end of the day, maybe the Pokemon is what's made you click on the channel. But, okay, here we go. Maybe the Pokemon is what made you click on the channel, but people are staying because they enjoy you, they enjoy what you're putting out, they enjoy what you're doing. I think I see something. I'm probably wrong. It's a good code card.
We'll see if I get anything. It's been pretty dead for me tonight. See if I can't even get it focused.
Noodle. Haha, yeah, rookie mistake when I first started. What's going on, Mr. Babu? Noodle Whisper said, Jay's Corner TTD, how do you guys feel about the direction Pokemon is heading with, I'm over here trying to do two things at once, heading with the new generation and with the product shortage going on, especially with booster boxes? There you go. It's Arceus. I'll take it.
Arceus of you.
I'll take it.
Deoxys.
You know what? It's difficult to say with the shortage because, I understand that booster boxes, if you guys don't know, booster boxes are going up in price a lot as of late because distributors haven't been getting them. And if they do get them, it's very, very small quantities. So what they give to other people is very, very small as well. As far as booster boxes goes, that could change within the matter of a week because Pokemon literally controls the supply. We don't know how much they have in supply. What I feel like Pokemon is doing, this is just, a sales. I mean, it's just going off of what a company would do. They're going to put a shortage on the market so that when Scarlet and Violet comes out, it hits, everybody eats it up right away because we've been fiending for some pokies, you know? And then they'll possibly, you know, put more of it back into the market as well as far as older Sword and Shield era packs goes. You know, just my view on it. Anything from your side on that, Dub?
No, my brain's kind of blank on that one.
Yeah, but that's just how I see it. All right. See all you guys' questions. I appreciate you guys being in here, hanging out. Pokemon also said they would print to demand. So really, it could change within a week. Oh, yeah, Sleepy. There you go. Saying exactly what I said. Don't forget, Crown Zenith is printing until June. Washington, true. Hey, the Masked Poke Trainer. What's going on? I think it's to figure out the new printing process, to be honest, as the Masked Poke Trainer. Hey, maybe there is, you know, I'm sure there are some changes to it because, you know, it's not exactly the same. But overall, knowing the company, knowing all these changes that were happening with it, they've had this knowledge for the past, I don't know, year and a half or so coming up with this. So they've had a lot of time to learn, to switch up, to know what they have to do in order to make this as smooth a transition as possible. That's just coming off a company mindset. You know, it's not like they just did this on a whim. I may have missed it, but did you answer my question? Ian, I did. Ian, one more time. How long will it take for Ian to reach your level, Jay? Anonymous. Anonymous. He said anonymous.
Anonymous. Imposter
Ian,
anonymous, huh?
Like I said, Ian, you will never be on my level. I had to say it again, though, guys. And then I went over this whole spiel about how we have a good relationship, that we can, you know, make fun of each other like that. But that's besides the point. Just remember the first thing I said. Oh, man. Dub, I don't want to take up all your time, but can you give me a time frame on how long you can?
Oh, like 12 minutes.
Yeah, till 10 o'clock our time.
It's about 10 o'clock or so.
All right, cool. So we'll be in here about 12 more minutes, guys, hanging out with me and Dub. I think it's a good time to finish any last minute questions, and then we could go over any, you know, last thoughts on the stream. Remember, we were talking a lot about Pokemon and content. I know what you're laughing at. I know what you're laughing at.
Man, that's a good one, Washington.
Sleepy said, I think the problem isn't with the print shortage. Often the problem comes with buyouts. True, Sleepy. You never know who just is about to pump the market with something that they've been buying and just flood it. Do you like Japanese or English Pokemon cards better? Question for both of you. Bilal, go ahead, Dub, on that.
You know, I don't know anymore. I like them both so much. I originally started collecting only Japanese, and there's a distinct quality between like VMAXs.
Yeah.
That I collected in English and Japanese. So I would say quality of Japanese I like better, but since I'm starting to actually like want to like play real cards because I play it on the app.
Yeah.
I like English now.
Okay.
Because I'm like, oh, well, I can't play Japanese cards. I mean, at least I can't. I don't know how to read them.
True. For me, it's always been English over Japanese for myself. I do enjoy opening the Japanese now more so than I ever did before. And I do agree that there is such a big quality difference in them. And it's amazing to see when you get like a big hit in Japanese, you see it in person, it's just like an extra shimmer, another extra level of shine to it. It's very awesome. I love Japanese now too, and I have a deeper appreciation for it too after diving into that side of the market a lot more. I'm the opposite. I hated Japanese. Now I have both. Say Gladiator. Hey, I didn't hate the Japanese cards, but it just wasn't necessarily on my radar because, you know, as a kid, it's not what I grew up with. I'm sure a lot of you guys here on the US side of things, you probably didn't really grow up with it too much either. For Diggy Smith said, for money saving purposes, I've strayed away from Japanese and vintage now. Diggy, yeah, I mean, within vintage, if you open it, there's a 99.9% chance you're going to lose out on whatever you just paid for that. So a lot of the vintage, I would say keep sealed. If you find it at a good price, scoop it up. But that's why like the Generations pack I have on my website now, I give you guys the choice. Open it or keep it sealed. That's perfectly fine. Just put it out there. We did have a crazy pack though. Check out that short. How much preparation goes into a podcast like this? Professor Metry, today, only a little bit.
Yep.
Only a little bit.
Today was a good day.
Today was a good day. We got this all set up nice and quick. But you guys see like my setup. I mean, you can't see around me right here, but I put this up and take it down quite frequently. As far as me, I had some talking points over here. We've lived what we were kind of talking about as far as mistakes. So it wasn't like a lot of research going into it. It was just kind of talking on past experiences, having some points that we're talking about, going through it like that. As far as preparation for streaming, that has always been the biggest ordeal ever because the setup I have, I take it down, usually put it back up. At one point where I was living before, I would drive about 40 minutes to my mom's house to set up in the garage over there, start filming, take it all down, 3 hours to set up, 3 hours to chop, 2 hours to chop down, and especially with the stream. So there was like a lot of work. There's a lot of work that I put into that. But that's just because I enjoyed it. And, my wife was very, very kind and patient with me. How about yourself, man? You any preparation?
For me now, I've got it set up to a point where most streams I could just start it up, open up a couple of the website tabs, like the Fundraiser website tab, and have the game ready and just open up the programs I need. But the work that went into making it so I can just kind of click let's go now and open a few programs.
Right.
Have to be set up. I mean, we're talking hundreds of hours at least.
Yeah. It's
hundreds and hundreds of hours. Now it's easy, but to get there, I mean, that was an uphill battle the whole time. And now I actually feel comfortable with what my stream looks like. So the graphics, my starting screen, all that stuff made myself. I finally feel comfortable where I feel like I can actually turn it on.
Yep.
I feel like with just setting up the computer programming these little guys to do what you need them to do, especially because I only have a 6 button. I don't have a 20 button.
Yeah, same, man. I only have my little 6 button one.
Took a lot of time to get that all set up.
Yeah, it's always when you reach the point where you could just press start, that's when you're like, such a relief today. Such a relief.
Yeah, it was so nice.
Noodle Whisperer said, do you guys think people are gonna want to stop buying Japanese product with the increase of the scammers with fake booster boxes and resealing issues? Said Noodle Whisperer. I mean, they've been doing that to all different Pokemon products for forever, for a long time. It's nothing new. Maybe the way they're doing it is new, but the actual process of doing it isn't anything new. I don't think it's gonna stop people, enough people from buying it. Maybe it'll have people hesitate and wait a little bit so they can buy it for someone reputable, but I don't think it'll stop people from buying. I don't know about you, Dub.
No, because the people who know how to get Japanese cards and where to get them from, they know when they won't be scammed. That's really hard to kind of get that all sorted out when you first start buying Japanese cards and buying from Japanese sellers.
Yeah.
You don't really know what you're doing. Literally, just message them, man. Just message them. Look up. You can Google their address and see if there actually is a card store at the address, or if it's just like they're renting basically a PO box of offices, which means that it's probably a Chinese company shipping it through that address from Japan. But because I bought cards that have been a scam. When Demon Slayer put out their stained glass cards, it was such a huge thing that a bunch of companies made fake cards because they wanted to cash in on it.
Right.
And so I've had that stuff happen to me. But I've never had it happen with Japanese Pokemon cards or English Pokemon cards on eBay because I did the research beforehand, bought from the seller. I didn't just buy the first ad I saw.
Right.
We talked about all that stuff earlier in the podcast.
Yeah, so it goes back to the beginning.
Protect yourself. Just circling back to the beginning. Exactly. Let's go back, watch it over.
Yeah, if you guys missed out on the beginning of it, I think it's very general information, but I think it's very valuable information for any individual just coming back into the hobby or just dropping into content creation. Here we have what looks probably one of our last questions right here. As a content creator, When you receive requests to collab but don't want to, how do you decline? Would it affect the channel? Ian, oh, that was who said that?
Let's say Ian. What Ian saying that? No,
No,
it's not true.
hold on. My questions disappeared from the screen. Okay, yeah, I can't find it. But as far as that goes, you know, I would just like respectfully say, dang, I don't know. I don't know. I've never had the opportunity to decline somebody. I think, you know, I would, if it's, dang, I don't know. TC training.
If it's something you don't want to do,
you should,
but you want to exist in the same space as the person, you can just basically say respectfully, that's not what I'm doing with my content at this moment in time. But if it's something we can meet up and do in the future, cool. Hey, down. You know, I'd say that maybe would be the best way to say it.
Yeah, I think like you don't want to necessarily burn bridges. Come across as respectful as you can. You're like, you know, unfortunately, I don't think our channels are of the same, not obviously not the same quality, but we don't. How do I want to say this? Our channel
is not as good as mine, so I don't want to do this. Yeah,
our channels,
just say that.
Our channels don't go in the same direction. You know, it just with the crossover wouldn't help either one of our channels.
It's tough. It's tough in the same space because you don't want to burn other people where maybe they're making similar content to you. You know, whoever asked the question.
Yeah.
So you don't want to burn people in the same space as you. So yeah, just definitely, but you don't want to ignore them either because there might be something in the future where you open up your content to do that and you want the opportunity to do it with it, and maybe you're both in that space 6 months or a year from now. I mean, when you first started out and you and I met each other, we didn't start off right away doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I think
we always kind of talked about it, but we never
did it.
So it's like, you don't have to do it right away. First thing we did, I think, was this Poke Spice challenge or something like that. Well, wasn't that like the first thing we all did together? It was me, you, and Chari on camera or something.
Yeah.
And that was like that was just kind of like we kind of felt like we wanted to do it. It was after a couple months knowing each other, a few months knowing each other. And we did it, so
I actually have a good one because. You know, I'm gonna put names out there. It wasn't anything bad. You know, these individuals are still, you know, cool. I enjoy them. Shrexbox, when they reached out to me to do the Elite Four, you know, be part of that membership, you know, I was like, you know, it seemed like for me, I never wanted to be attached to, you know, being this goes beyond just collaboration. This is like being part of something for like a long period of time. For me, I was like, okay, I've always wanted to be kind of on my own and do my own thing and not have to worry about someone else's inputs, worry about, you know, what goes along with being part of it. You know, I kind of like just like doing my own thing. And because at the time I couldn't promise or be consistent enough to be like, okay, yeah, I could do it on this day. I can do it on this day. Sometimes I would just do pop-up streams a lot of the time, you know, but, you know, being communicating very well, you know, your reasons. And if it's just that, you know, you don't particularly like the direction that channel goes, like, you know, unfortunately right now I'm just like, there's too much on my plate. I won't be able to commit to anything right now, possibly in the future, and just kind of leave it at that.
Yeah.
You guys talking about that particular person. Honestly, I would have that person on a podcast. And ask the questions. Okay. I think we are just about running out of time. Do you have any last minute things you wanted to add in tonight, Dub?
Collect how you want to collect and share the fun. Powder said it best, like 2 podcasts ago.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Be a good way to sum it up, but also be smart about your collecting.
Yeah.
Just Don't just be like, oh, this guy on the internet told me to do this. That's probably a good idea. Like maybe just do your research.
Yeah, just
Look up for yourself.
always do research with whatever you guys are diving into, whether it be collecting, whether it be content creation. I think that's another big thing that we kind of hit on the podcast tonight. Ian, yeah, man, I am, now that I know, or I think that I know, I would be more than happy to have anybody on a podcast. I would love to do this like once a week, to have different people come on, not just harass Dub all the time. Hey man, are you free? Are you free? Oh wait, I got to change the schedule. Hey,
hey, you want a podcast?
You want to go to podcast?
You want to go podcast?
But yeah, any of you guys. But then that puts me in a particular situation. What if I have to deny you guys? I'm just kidding. Okay, but I did
just let him down. We already went over this. Let him down lightly. Hey,
I did want to do a podcast with a creator that's bigger than me, much bigger than me, whatever. A creator that's around the same, as far as subscribers, go. A creator that's around like the same sub count that I'm at, give or take a couple thousand, and then a brand new creator. I would love to do something with like that with a bunch of different creators within the podcast scene of things on my channel, and see how different creators view different things, especially if they are at different tiers or times in their creative journey. Gladiator, I'm going PSA, man. PSA 10 all day. Oh, I was about to say DPM. Hey, Woody, what's going on? What, Ian doesn't have his finger in the pie yet? Woody, what's happening? Yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys as always tuning in to the channel. We're going to be having our regular contents tomorrow. We're going to be doing a lot of pack openings. Like I said, double standards. If you guys are interested in anything, always check out the store. I'll have it stocked up tomorrow. Thank you guys. Thank you, Dove, for always taking time out of your schedule to be able to come on here. If you guys are ever interested in a possible future podcast, hit me up on my IG. I think Cuz and Ian have dibs because they've been asking me for the longest time. Mm-hmm. And then
it'd be dope to see them on here, man.
I would love to see it.
I want to be a viewer for at least.
Dub's like, I'm always in here working, man. You're making me work. I can't just sit back and watch.
Man, I gotta show up. I didn't even bring enough water today.
I'm with you, man. He seems like your vibe, and you're not too far away, to be honest, at Gladiator. That would be awesome, man. I hope to be able to interact with him at Card Party. And honestly, I just want to pick their brain. I don't want, as I meet other creators at Card Party, I probably will ask them minimal to no Pokemon questions, and it'll be mostly about content. And that's the way I would go about things. Send me a formal rejection letter, please. I will type one up for you, Sleepy. I will type one up for you. It'll be great. When is Card Party? June 9th, I think. Jay got to pull some strings to get DPM here. Ian. All right, guys. I'm going to let Dub get on out of here. Thank you all for being part of the podcast. Like I said, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time, we will be going live again. Dub, when is the next time you're going to be going live? Next Tuesday, correct?
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday is usually around 6:30 to 6:45 is when you go live.
Yeah, usually around like 6:30. Somewhere between 6 and 7.
This is all Pacific time, guys, for both of us. Here in Norvillan, thank you. Team Pokemon, Gladiator, TCs, Bala, everybody that's been hanging out here. Ricky, later on, guys. Thank you all so much for being in here. Noodle Whisperer. If I missed you guys, I'm sorry. I appreciate y'all. We answered all the questions. If you guys look in my description after the video is done, you guys can see that Dub has his link in there. Make sure you check out Dub. Awesome dude. I've been following him since day one. He also, I also put his charity donation link in there, which is for Save the Children via Streamlabs. So nothing goes to him. It goes to his charity that he likes to run on his channel every month, right? It's a different one.
No, it's just goals right now.
Goals right now?
Yeah.
Okay,
so right now, Save the Children. We're just trying to get to $1,000. It's been running for about 4 or 5 months, something like that. Yes.
So make sure you check out Dub on his channel. He does awesome things, great vibes in there, chill. And that's kind of like what helps me reset too, because a lot of times as PokeTubers, we get hyped and it could be overwhelming at times. I love to go into Dub's streams, chill, kick it. Real good community he has in there too, man. So thank you, Dub, one more time. I can't wait to see if we could get some other people in here eventually too. And until next time, guys, my name is Joey. That is Dub. Peace out, guys. Thank you all.